Well, hello and welcome back to my personal life YouTube channel. Last week I started a new series called When Does a Boy Become a Man? In this video, I want to explain why I decided to start this playlist series. We're going to do that right after these messages. So I asked the question again, when does a boy become a man? That's the first question. The second question is, who models that role for a boy to become a man? Because what I've learned over my years of life lessons on being a spiritual leader in a home, which once you transition from boy to manhood, you become a servant leader in your home. So it says, whoever wants to be great among you must be your servant, and whoever wants to be first must be your slave, just like the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve and to give his life as a ransom for many. That's what's on the back cover of the book, Life Lessons of a Spiritual Leader in a Home. So that's the inspiration of creating this playlist series. And many months ago, almost years ago, I researched the question, when does a boy become a man? So what does it mean to be a man? Okay, and how do we learn that? Where do we learn that from? Well, I think that we have to learn that from male role models in our life growing up, because those are the modeling years. I would believe from the age of 0, when we were first born, up to probably 18, we are modeled what we're going to live in our latter years of our life. So, how about dad? Does our dads teach us how to be men? If our dads are not teaching us how to be men, how do we learn this? How do we learn this? Well, my friends, we're going to have to go to the Bible, to the Word of God, in order to learn how to be a biblical man. There is so many definitions of manhood in the world, but I think they're all wrong. I think they're all wrong. And I think the Bible defines the only way to be a man, and that's to be a servant leader. So when we can learn to lead, fine, but we have to learn to be a servant first. And that's what Jesus did. That's what Jesus taught us to do. So personally, for me, my own life, and because I'm making this from my personal life channel, I didn't have that father figure growing up. Oh, he was just a far away presence. I didn't have that relationship. But when my dad divorced my mom after being married to her for 7 or 8 years, he's been married to this day for 50 years, 49, I guess, at the time I'm recording this, but almost 50 years of marriage to his second wife, my stepmom. Does that example show me how to be a man? No, 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 it doesn't. My dad was not present in my home when I was growing up. There was two stepdads, and the last stepdad, which was my last dad figure in my life, he came along when I just got out of high school when I turned 18, and he didn't show me any kind of a godly example. He just wanted me out of the house. And my very first stepdad, after my real dad, he was very abusive and truck driver and gone all the time. So where did I learn how to be a servant leader in my home? Where did I learn to transition from a boy to a man? I asked that question all the way up in my 20s and 30s. And if you listen to my first video introducing this series, you understood that sometimes boys can be boys clear into their 30s. They have to have an example to follow. So I hope that this playlist is going to give us that example. In the next week's playlist, or the next series in this video playlist that I'm doing, the next session is going to talk to us about being able to lead a wife and children. How do you learn that if you don't have that example at home growing up? How do you lead your wife and children if you didn't have a male role model showing you how? That's what this playlist series is all about. There's a lot of men out there that are really not men yet. They're still boys. And there's a lot of dads, biological fathers that are raising their sons and they don't know how to be men either. So we're going to learn that in this playlist series. This is my personal life channel. I'm Pastor Michael, and I'll see you soon.